Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back with another series. I've come back with the third chapter of grade 9, lesson 3, drainage. Before I take up the lesson in detail, there are certain terminologies or terms which one should know about this lesson. First term, the drainage. Now, what do you mean by drainage? Drainage means a river with its tributary and distributary. When they make a system, that is known as drainage system. Now, what is drainage basin? Drainage basin means when one single river, it flows in a particular area, that is known as drainage basin. Now, what is water divide? When it says the water divide means when a highland divides the two river system, it is known as water divide. Like for example, if we have a mountain and a rivers, they are flowing on either side, which divides the highland, which divides the two rivers, that is known as water divide. Next is distributaries and tributaries. Distributaries and tributaries. Tributary means when the river it joined with the another river, that means with the main river, when another rivers join with each other, that means when it join with the river, that is known as tributary. And when it is joining with the main river, it is enhancing the volume of the water, that is known as tributary. That means the main river is gaining something. On the other hand, distributary means when from the main river many small rivers moves out, that means it's divided into different channels, that is known as distributaries. Distributary, in a simple words, when you divide something or distribute something among yourself, it reduces the volume of the water. Now the next is gorges. Gorge means when from the high mountain a river with a very high speed flows and it converts into a deep valley, that is known as gorges. Now next is delta. Now what is delta? Delta means when the river, say for example, when the river divides into distributaries, right, before it falls, suppose it is an ocean or a sea, right, this is a mouth of the ocean or a sea, it falls right into the ocean or the sea and divide into many channels, right, divided into many distributaries, that is known as delta. And this delta is always a triangular shape, right. Furthermore, I'm going to explain you what all these deltas in a detailed form. Now these drainage, these rivers, they form many drainage patterns, right. There are 4 drainage patterns, that is dendritic, rectangular, trellis and radial. Now dendritic means a drainage pattern which resembles the shape of a tree, that is known as dendritic. That means the main river, when it divides or it joins with another river and it resembles the shape of the tree, that is known as dendritic. Rectangular means when on a plane surface the very closely joined rocks form a rectangular shape, that is known as rectangular pattern. On the other hand, trellis means when a hard rock as well as a soft rock, they are parallel to each other and the river flows like this, and the river flows right at a 90 degree, that is known as trellis pattern. Radial pattern is very easy. When the river from a peak it stands, and obviously when the river starts from the peak, it falls down and it falls into a different directions, in all directions, and it forms a radial means it is related with the radius, semicircle, so that is known as a radial pattern. Indian drainage has 2 systems, that is the Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Now the peninsular river, why it is known as the peninsula? Why it is known as peninsular? Because the peninsular river, it has Arabian Sea over here and Bay of Bengal over here and Indian Ocean over here. So why it is called the peninsular river system? Because this, the southern part of India, it has water body on three sides. That is why it is known as peninsular river system. The river which flows in this area, that is known as peninsular river system. On the other hand, the rivers which flows on a northern side, right, that is known as the Himalayan river system. Towards Punjab, Himachal and all, these are Himalayan river system. Now, the question comes in our mind, what is the difference between the Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers? Himalayan rivers, they are also known as perennial rivers. Why they are called perennial rivers? Because they flow throughout the year. Since they originate from the glaciers, from the mountains, as well as they get water from the rain. That is why they flow throughout the year. That is why they are known as the Himalayan rivers. Now, one more thing you have to understand in this, the Himalayan rivers form many patterns, right? Like the Himalayan river system, they actually follow a journey. It has been compared, this journey has been compared with the life of a human being. Like for example, the youthful stage or the upper course, we can say, the upper course. Then we have the middle course or the last course, or it can be a youthful stage, middle stage and the old stage. Now what happened when the river, it is only followed by the Himalayan rivers. When the river, it starts its journey, it starts the journey from the high mountains. The Himalayan rivers starts its journey from the high mountains. And as you know, this journey, the upper course has been compared with the life of a young child. You know that the young child is highly energetic. Similarly, the river which starts from its upper course is highly energetic. When we say it is highly energetic, that means it flows with a huge energy, right? That means it flows in a very high speed. So the speed of the river during this is very high speed. When it is flowing with a high speed, obviously it is going to carry everything what comes in its way. The sediments, the silt, it brings everything along with it. The speed is very high. And during this stage, it makes many landforms like valleys they make, gorges they make, waterfall they make many landform features during the youthful stage or the young stage, right? Then you come to the middle course. Middle course means during the teenage or the middle course, the river becomes very sluggish. Sluggish means बहुत heavy हो जाती है. Why it becomes very heavy? Because the mud it brought, it brings the mud from the high mountains and it reaches to the plain areas. It becomes very heavy since it is carrying huge load. When it is carrying huge load, it becomes heavy and the speed of the river becomes slow. When the speed of the river becomes slow, it starts moving in a form of loops or in a form of zigzag way. This landform, when it moves in a zigzag way, this shape of the river is known as meanders, right? And but when meanders, it cut it, right, and it forms a oxbow lake. Furthermore, the river is about to reach to its old age. When the river is further, the river becomes very heavy and the river, it is going to divide into different channel, different distributaries. When the river is dividing into different distributaries, before it meets or joins with the ocean, divide into number of distributaries. And when it divides into number of distributaries, the triangular shape, you can see this triangular shape, the triangular shape is known as delta. So this is before it falls into the ocean, the landform it makes, this is delta. Delta, it is a very fertile land. This delta is very fertile land, very good for agriculture point of view. Now the question comes in our mind, why we should study about drainage? Drainage we should study since the Indian economy is based on agriculture. We get huge amount of our GDP from agriculture. So the drainage, the rivers, they are going to irrigate our fields, and for that reason we should know the drainage system of India.